about our postcard campaigns and why consistency is so important with those. So to jump right in, you might have seen on the little graphic that has been sent out, consistency is so important because it takes about 6 to 12 months for a consumer to start to, ooh, my screen just,
I just made you the primary
okay,
screen, but you're
okay,
you're fine.
perfect. For somebody to start to remember you. So let's say that you've been sending out postcards and you're on like your third, fourth, fifth month of sending it out. You're starting to feel discouraged that, hey, I haven't had any calls, I haven't had any leads generated from this. That is okay. You are still in the very beginning stages of your postcard campaign because just like we said earlier, 6 to 12 months it takes for somebody to start to remember you. So think about any of the ads that you have recently seen. First time you see it, you kind of, hey, look at it, throw it to the side. Once you're seeing it over and over again, you start to build rapport with that. You start to feel familiar with that. You start to think, hey, this person, they're consistent. They know what they're doing. They are the expert in this area. When it comes time for you ready to sell your house, looking to list your home, you are going to go to the first person that pops up in your mind, who has been the person that has been there for the past year, getting their name in front of you every single day or every single month, sorry. Because you feel like, hey, I know this person. We've built some kind of relationship. I trust them. So it is super important to continue once you start with these campaigns, at least give it 1 year to really let it do what it's going to do for you. Because if you cut it short, I mean, you're not giving yourself the best opportunity to grow these areas that you're looking to farm. So jumping into the postcard campaigns that we offer, I am going to share my screen, but I'm not super familiar with Zoom. So JD, you might have to do it.
Sure.
Yeah, would you hop into, I'm sorry, would you hop into
Absolutely.
Schmidt Resources and bring
Marketing.
up, so if you go to your region in Schmidt Resources, and scroll down to marketing resources, and in the marketing resources square, we have a postcard campaign square. So if you click on that, there are several campaigns within that square that are ready to go, ready to use. All the messaging is in there. Images are in there. All we need to do is pop in your information, your headshot, and boom, we are ready to send those out. Now, we don't always have to use these. Each one of these templates are totally customizable. So let's say that you're in the easy home saving tips, what we're showing right now, and you like some aspect of that, but you have your own flair you want to send to it, that's totally fine. We can edit the pictures, we can edit the layout, we can keep the text the same, or any combination of those. We can make this as unique to you. So these really are just used as a starting point to build out what you want to say. Now, let's say that
Can you just use one specific example, guys? One thing that I hear a lot from stuff like this is those those photos don't look like my region. That's one of the perfect examples of everything about this is customizable, especially for staff and ASCs. If you're on here, if you have an agent say, "Oh, I looked at those templates, but that home doesn't look like a Florida home," that is okay. Everything is editable.
Definitely. And we have access to great stock images. So just keep that in mind. Like if you're thinking, I don't have images, but I'm in Florida and I want a great picture of the beach, we can pull the perfect photo for you. So don't worry about, having the photos to be able to send to us. Let's say that you want to do something completely customizable. Like you have this idea in your head, hey, I want to do whatever it might be. Can you make this happen? Yes, we can start from a completely blank square and build up to get you the perfect postcard campaign. So going back to consistency, I like to always say that yes, you want to send these out consistently each month, but when you do, you want to keep your information, your branding consistent to the postcard. So when they see that come in, they're going to know, oh, look, JD is that's a JD postcard. He's been sending me to the month. I recognize that branding. So I know a lot of you like to use specific fonts, brand colors for you. Some of you have like specific headlines, taglines that you like to keep consistent. I would say that it is great to continue doing that throughout the entire campaign. Don't think that you're going to get repetitive and it's going to become boring. No, you are building your brand so it's recognizable as you continue to mail and they receive your postcards and they know, I know who this is, I know who I'm going to call. Moving on to content, all of these postcards have content in them. They are good to go as is. A lot of them we can brand them to your area. We will brand them to your specific DBA, but content, good to go. If you are not totally sure what content you want to do, don't like anything on here, thinking you want to just start off with something, see where it goes. The top 3 things that people like to see, anything new to market. So you have a new listing, send that over to us, send us the address, send us pictures, we will get that out. We also have templates for just listed postcards, so we can use those, or we can build them completely customizable again. Everything we do totally customizable. Secondly, just sold something, same thing. Send us the address, send us the information, send us those pictures over, and we can plug those in for our templates that we have, or we can start from scratch and build something custom to you. If you're thinking, hey, I haven't sold anything recently, I don't have new listings coming up, what should I do? Market stats, something that everybody loves to see. They keep people interested and they really prove that you are the market expert in that area. So when they're ready to buy or sell, they're coming to you because they know that you know that area better than anybody else. You're showing that. Just off the top of my head, an example of some market stats postcards that I had done with an agent in the past. We did a lake series. So there were 3 lakes that we picked and we listed all the homes that had sold within the past year there, and then all the homes that they had specifically sold. So we made a nice graphic for that. And then we listed stats. They had been doing this for the past 3 years. So we were able to easily pull average home market sale price for the current year. Then we did the previous 3 years as well to kind of show the fluctuations in that. And then we also did some stats on waterfront sales by year. We also threw in some fun stats in there just to keep it like a little more informational for people living on the lake, because we did send it exactly to this lake. So we added like maximum depth of the lake, average lake depth, lake surface, and a couple more stats along those lines. So it's just a nice little piece that people on the lake, they want to hold on to because it's unique to them or specific to them living on that lake. And it just kind of showed what they could do. Now, after that, we continued to follow up with postcards to that same mailing list. So we weren't changing it. We weren't doing it to a bunch of places. We were really just farming this one area hard. So I know I've been rambling right now. Any questions so far?
I have another example I want to add after we pause for questions, just to add to that. I'm going to jump in because Michelle said maybe beach stats for Florida. I think that's a great example. And
that would be perfect.
Just to kind of add to that, Gabrielle, I want to kind of be the digital marketing technologies guy quick and kind of merge these 2 ideas, because excuse me, if I can talk. One of the tools I've been a big proponent of the past few months is MarketQuest. And I've talked about this tool a lot. This is for our Coldwell Banker agents. It's right in CB Desk. In the tiles. But what's really cool about this is that it will go in and calculate market data for you directly from your MLS so that you don't have to do the calculations. And how I've discussed it a lot with our agents is if you go in here and you have all these different, there's 4 or 5 different tiles, which they're actually very simple to use. But specifically, I talk about the market snapshot, where I'm in Ohio right now, but I could put one of our regions in. I'll put in Westlake, click here, and it will give me by clicking, I simply put in the city, and it's defaulting right now to a month report versus the last 90 days. So July 2023 versus the past 3 months. And it's going to give me a market snapshot. It's going to give me sales price, all these data points. And not to go too far into this part of it, but I can go in here and change the data points. I can add certain ones. I can remove certain ones. I can graph this or craft this way I want. Now, how I often talk about this is I can download this as a social graphic and make this what I want it to be, posted on Facebook, posted in a newsletter, whatever. However, if I go up here to where it says share snapshot, it also will download for me a postcard version of this content. And I can click on that. It will give me a PDF. And I can, right here, it will give me a postcard PDF front page of this. And I could then either do one of two things. I could send this to the marketing group and say, this is what I want to do for my monthly postcard. Once a month, I'm going to pull this for you and send it to you. Or you can take this data, send it to the team, and they can put it into a custom template for you. But when you're talking about leveraging market stats, this is direct data from your MLS that you do not have to leverage. And to Gabrielle's point, if you do this every single month, you start to be the person, like she said, that they think of when they think about real estate. Oh, we have to sell our home. We have to move, or we're thinking of moving. Well, who do we talk to? Well, JD is the one who sends us those postcards every month. Maybe we should call him. Or we've been seeing those a lot. Maybe we should talk to her. This is a really easy way for you to get live, accurate data and send it to the team in either this capacity or a custom template to what, and like to your point, Michelle, do it for your region. You don't have to just do it by city. That was just one thing I did, but it's live data, it's accurate data, and it's very easy to pull. Do that consistently, and you're going to be seen as the person to go to for information on the market. Sorry, Gabrielle, continue.
No, that was great. Okay, so last point I wanted to touch on was, now that we've talked about consistency, content, and our design options, you need to sit down and plan your budget, because in order to be consistent, you're going to need to know how many postcards you can send out each month, what that's going to look like, because if you run through your budget in the first 3 months, this is not going to be as effective for you as if you extend it out through the 6 to 12 months, preferably the 12 months, because that is really going to do the most for you. So some people come with a huge mailing list, like I have 600, and that's awesome. If you can do that, great. But they want to condense it down, and they're thinking, well, hey, I might send the first to 100 of this mailing list, then the next to the next 100, and so on until they hit their 600, then they start over. That is not going to be the most effective way to go about it. I would say that you really need to focus on the area that you would like to farm, condense that down, and if 50 is all that you can send, that's perfect. That's more than enough. Make that list as concise as you need to, and continue to market to the same 50 people each month, because that is what's going to build recognition again. So I'm just going to throw out a couple prices out there just to get you thinking of how affordable this can be. So we have postcard sizes small, large, and jumbo. Most commonly we send out the small or large postcards. So 100 postcards at the small size, it's going to be under $90. 200 at the small postcard, it's going to be under $140 a month. Large postcards at 100, you're going to be $140, and then 200 is going to be under $190. There's a big price cut on postcards at 200 quantity because you qualify for bulk mailing. So sometimes I have people sitting in the 170 to 199 range with their mailing list. It is more cost effective for them to bump that up to 200. You actually end up saving money, and you're able to send out to more addresses because of that price cut for bulk mailing. So that's just something to think about when you're sitting down planning this and thinking about your budget. I did see a question pop up. No, for bulk mailings, they do not have to be the same zip code. You can mail to any zip code you want. It just has to be 200 addresses to qualify for bulk. That was a great question. So once you sat down, figured out your budget, you got you're thinking about, okay, I want to start a postcard campaign. How do I get in touch with you guys? Super easy. If you've been working with a designer that you love, or you just did a marketing request, liked your designer and wanted to work with them again, you can just reach out, email us. All of our phone numbers are in our email signatures, or you can give us a call and we will be happy to start there. If you don't have a designer that you have been working with, if you go to Schmidt Resources and in the Your Market Group Square, thank you, you will find all of our contact information there. Again, shoot us an email, give us a call. We would love to brainstorm this with you. If you don't feel comfortable reaching out directly to one of us, that's totally fine too. If you go back to Schmidt Resources, there is a big rectangle on the top, online marketing project request form. Click on that and fill out this form. Give us a little information on what you want to do. You just say, hey, I want to start a marketing postcard campaign. That's as much as you need to give for right now, because we will reach out to you and figure out the details and where you want to go from there. Once we set this up, don't worry about each month reaching out. Hey, I want to start my postcard campaign again. If we talk about this in the beginning, get it set that, hey, I want to do a 12-month postcard campaign, we will set this up for you and reach out to you each month on the desired send out date. So we'll reach out about 5 days before, set up, hey, what are you thinking for this month? If it's something custom and you're sending us the information, or if it's templated, hey, I know your postcard campaign is coming up. I'm going to have a proof to you in 2 days or whatever it's going to be. And then we'll get your proof and send that out. So we will set up on our end a reminder for us to reach out. Hey, this postcard is ready to be sent out. Get in contact and we will reach out. When you are setting these up though, just the first one, it is great to be proactive, because to get you the best design, especially if it's going to be something custom, it's nice to have at least a week to work on that design, to nail it down for you. So reaching out proactively to us to get these set up is always going to be your best bet. Yeah, so that is all I have right now. Do I have any questions after that? And sorry, I know it was really fast, rambly, and a lot of information thrown at you.
I want to add quick that just to keep in mind, all of this information is updated across all of our Schmidt Resources site for all of our brands. So no matter where you go, all of our contact information is accessible.
All right, no questions. Well, thank you all for attending and listening to me today. This has been great, and we look forward to working with you guys soon.
Yeah, and keep in mind, guys, this is recorded. I'm going to put this up on the Schmidt Video Classroom right after this. So if you want to share this with the agents in your office, if you want to rewatch it, it will be up there shortly. Thank you, Gabrielle, so much for all this great information. And thank you again, everybody. See you later. Bye all.